So, guys, Manchester United 3, Southampton 1. This is your full-time reaction from Old Trafford on this Thursday evening. What a comeback, what a result, and what an amazing moment for our superstar, our right winger, who has just recently signed a brand new contract with Manchester United till 2020-30. What a moment, what a bit of history, and what an almighty comeback from Manchester United on this Thursday night after being 1-0 down to bottom of the league Southampton, who are still stuck on 6 points after this defeat at Old Trafford tonight, where Southampton, to be fair to them, were the better team. They played Manchester United off the park, in my view. I thought Southampton were the massive better team in that first half at Old Trafford. I thought Southampton came to Old Trafford, didn't really have any fear factor. They had a freedom to play. Southampton obviously know they're going to go down. They know they're going to get relegated. They know that time is coming up for their relegation to be confirmed. And obviously, I think they deserve their lead. I think based on the first half, they were all over Manchester United. I felt the atmosphere was very flat tonight inside the first half. I felt Manchester United were very lethargic. I don't feel Manchester United took the game as seriously as what I thought it was going to be. And I honestly expected a very comfortable night at Old Trafford. And to be 1-0 down, it is a massive shock. It was very disappointing, but we deserved to be 1-0 down. We were massively the second best in that first half. Southampton were all over us. They dominated the game. They dominated the possession. They dominated the ball. And the amount of chances Southampton created, Manchester United could have been absolutely blown away in that first half. Southampton, for me, could have easily been 3-4-0 up at halftime because they were just ripping Manchester United to shreds. It was quite surprising how easy we let them on us. Like, as a Southampton team where the damage is already done, I honestly expected Manchester United to go for the onslaught. I expected Manchester United really to go full guns blazing tonight. I thought, in my view, we would win this game quite comfortably, especially where relegation is going to be confirmed for Southampton very soon. And I think the new Southampton manager would have been pleased with Southampton's first half. I think he would have been pleased with their performance. He would have been impressed by their style of play. He would have been impressed by the amount of chances that they created on Manchester United's goal. And I just felt like, Southampton have come away tonight very unfortunate to lose the way they did in the end, because I felt like Southampton did deserve something from that game. I feel like they had a point basically secured. And I think in the latter stages of the game, when you're holding on to a 1-0 lead, you've always got that moment where if you do concede a goal, maybe the floodgates will open. And I think, again, due to bad defending, I think due to Southampton's tempo and their rhythm and energy levels fell flat in the last 15 to 20 minutes, Southampton fell apart. And it's the story of Southampton's season where they don't create a lot of chances, really. But if you look at the first half, you look at the chances they had on goal. I mean, when I say they could have been 3 or 4-0 up, they could have been 3 or 4-0 up. They really could have been 3 or 4-0 up. And Man United could have been blown away. We could have been absolutely destroyed in that first half because we made Southampton play so much good football that the chances they were creating on our goal, it was a shock to the system because Manchester United had no answer. Manchester United really did not know how to cope. And hello to Nick in the live chat. Please subscribe and thanks for the like. Southampton could have blown us away. In my view, I felt like, you look at their chances. You look at the amount of times they got in United's penalty area. You look at the amount of times that they were causing our back three problems. It's a massive shock to the system. Again, it was a massive reality check for Manchester United inside that first half, in my view. It was a massive reality check, being 1-0 down to a team that are bottom of the league. You don't really expect that from Manchester United, especially if you look at the points Southampton are on. And if you look in our league position, obviously we are still in the bottom half of the Premier League, even though we've got the 3 points tonight and we've got the win. I think that was very crucial to where we can start building towards a more successful future. And I felt like in the end, based on the last 12 minutes, we do deserve to win that game down to Southampton's errors, down to their defensive mistakes, and down to their lack of defending to prevent all three Manchester United goals. What have been secured by an absolute massive, massive talent like Amad Diallo. I can't speak highly enough of a player of how good he actually is. He's an exceptional player. I'm so glad when Solskjaer saw that talent when we brought him back in the day. I'm so glad Solskjaer saw that quality that Amad was going to bring to Manchester United. I'm glad Solskjaer made that signing because it does go to show when you've got a player of the quality of what Amad possesses and the skill and his performance and his ability on all fronts. This is the type of performances you will get out of Amad Diallo. And I'm absolutely buzzing for him. And for me, this is an historic moment for him. His first Manchester United hat-trick, his first ever hat-trick at Old Trafford, and a first ever hat-trick in his career. And you've got to say, fair play to Amad, fair play for the momentum, fair play to his confidence, fair play to the ability that he is showing on all fronts, and fair play to him for absolutely showing up and turning up at the right place at the right time. Because even though it was an iffy first half, I don't think Manchester United had too many complaints going 1-0 down. We did deserve to go 1-0 down. The goal we conceded is very, very poor. And it is disappointing because Manchester United should have dealt with that goal a hell of a lot better. And again, this was going to look like a different full-time reaction for what I had planned this evening because the title would have been different. The scoreline should have been different. And I feel for Southampton fans. I feel for their supporters because you've come away from Old Trafford not getting anything. And you've got to feel hard done by. You've got to feel very, very frustrated. You're going to be disappointed that the chances you had in the first half, if Southampton would have taken them, Southampton would have won this game comfortably. And it would have been a bad, bad night for Ruben Amorim and his Manchester United players because I think at half-time, it said a lot about the changes. I think we made 3 changes inside 8 minutes. And you could tell that Ruben Amorim was not happy. You could tell that the players didn't respond to what Amorim wanted out of them at the start of the second half. I think those 3 changes to benefit us going forward actually paid off for Manchester United in a positive way because you could see that there wasn't really any response from the players he kept on. There wasn't really any reaction that Amorim clearly wanted at the players. He would have been pissed off. I think he would have been annoyed. And I think he would have been very, very frustrated inside that Old Trafford dressing room at halftime in the home end. He would have been frustrated. I think he'd been very, very pissed off. And I don't blame him for making the changes so early on because under any other manager, this wouldn't happen. If you had Solskjaer here, Mourinho, Van Gaal, Rangnick, Ten Hag, they would not make changes till the latter stages of the game. They would hold on to at least the 80 to the 85th minute to get changes in, to try and get Manchester United to get something or rescue at least a point, or at least try and go 4 guns blazing in the last 5 to 10 minutes. Ruben Amorim has got a no bollocks attitude where he is not afraid to make these big calls. He's not afraid to make these big changes. And the subs really benefited Manchester United going forward towards the end of that second half because you could tell that Manchester United were very flat in that first half. You could tell that we looked very depleted. We looked very lethargic. We looked like we were tired. We looked like, in my view, that we were very, very exhausted, especially after having to play extra time at the Emirates on Sunday and penalties. We've had to go and play another 95 odd minutes at Old Trafford. So you can't use that as an excuse, by the way. I don't think Manchester United can hide behind that. There's no excuse why we can't keep going again and again and again to produce our results. And in the end, for Ruben Amorim's sake, it's massively paid off for him. It's got Manchester United over the line. Because if you've got a manager who makes these big calls, who makes these big decisions, then you've got to praise every aspect of Ruben Amorim's management of Manchester United. because he's doing things at the right place at the right time of the game where it's going to benefit Manchester United in the long term towards the end of the second half. Because you could tell in the end, I think Southampton's energy ran out. I think they huffed and puffed inside that first half. And again, you've got to praise them for what they did in that first half. You've got to praise Southampton because if you look at their chances, how many saves did we have to make? How many chances did Southampton have on goal? It could have been 3 or 4-0 to Southampton because that is how opened up Southampton made us look like. We got absolutely bashed in that first half because the chances they had, the chances they created, we were getting absolutely ripped apart in that first half. It was very, very surprising to the naked eye that, especially after our last 2 results, you would have thought we would have moved on. We would have thought we'd keep up this momentum. Let's keep up this confidence. Let's keep up this momentum we've got. And let's build on the last 2 results. And I think maybe Manchester United thought, in their view, in their state of mind, that this was going to be a walk in the park. Southampton are bottom of the league. They're on 6 points. They're going to go down. They're going to get relegated. They're going straight back to the Championship from whence they came. And maybe Manchester United got a bit too cocky. Maybe Manchester United thought, well, do you know what? At the end of the day, we've got this game won in our heads, but mentally on the pitch, we might overdo how we're thinking. And mentally, the result might not come our way because we're overthinking that we've already got the game won. And I think Southampton, you could tell there was a lot of freedom in their first half. You could tell that I think this new manager they've brought in, to an extent, that first half would have been an absolute masterclass because you've come to Manchester United, to Old Trafford, and you've outplayed us. Fair play to you. Like, you did not expect that Southampton performance inside that first half. No one did. I don't think any United fan or supporter can say, oh, Southampton weren't good in that first half. They absolutely destroyed us. Like, if Southampton would have took their chances and they would have put the ball in the net, Southampton would have had this game won at half time. There would have been no coming back from Manchester United. The game would have been gone. The result would have been gone. There's no way Manchester United would have turned that game around if they were 3 or 4-0 down. I wouldn't have had the faith. I wouldn't have had the confidence. And I wouldn't have had the positivity. And the players' momentum would have been on the floor. The confidence would have gone. The heads would have dropped. Everything would have been a pile-on. It would have been completely different if Southampton would have took their chances. And you've got to feel for their fans and supporters who have travelled so far up from the south, up north to Manchester tonight, and you've come away with fucking nothing. Like, I would be, in my head, very, very annoyed. I would be very, very pissed off that Southampton haven't been able to hold out for anything. But I think Southampton can take a lot of positives, a lot of confidence, and a lot of belief by the first half. And if Southampton could perform the way they did in the first half at Old Trafford, there's no reason why not they can start picking up points. There's no reason why not they can start picking up results. But I think in the end, because they went full momentum inside the first half and they tried to bury us and to basically demolish us in the first half, the energy went. The energy went. And I think that's because Southampton players had put so much into that first half performance that I think the energy levels dropped. I think being 1-0 up, it's not exactly a very safe position to be in. Being 1-0 up isn't really going to get you very far if you don't find that second goal. Even though, to be fair, Southampton did have their chances in the second half. They had 2 clear-cut chances inside our penalty area. And I think if Southampton would have buried them and they would have buried the first half chances, that scoreline could have been utterly embarrassing for Manchester United. We could have faced one of our most embarrassing scorelines ever if Southampton would have put the ball in the net. And unfortunately, when they've got a lot of players that aren't really a goal scorer and they've got players who can't really put the ball in the back of the net on a consistent basis, this is what happens when Southampton don't take their chances. This is what happens when Southampton don't put the ball in the net. You don't take your chances, your confidence is going to drop, the morale's going to drop, and you're going to be very, very frustrated that you've dominated the game, you've dominated the first half, and you're going to feel very, very depleted at halftime because you feel like the scoreline's going to be more than 1 because you didn't take your chances. I think that's going to be the sign of Southampton's first half performance, that they're going to come away from the first half in that dressing room probably all right at a lead that they probably did deserve because they were the better team. They outplayed Manchester United off the park. We couldn't compete. And it was very, very frustrating that we were getting opened up so badly, because I felt, in my view, based on the team selection, that for me is Manchester United's strongest team. That lineup tonight of ONANA, YORO, MARTINEZ, DALOT, MAZRAOui, Ahmad, MAINOO, FERNANDES, UGARTE, GARNACHO and HOJLUND, I felt like, based on my view and based on my opinion of the team sheet Amorim went with and the lineup he thought was the best for the team to get the result, I thought, for me, that was our best team. That was our best lineup to go with to win this game. That is the team I want to be seeing, because that's a team building towards the future. That's a team trying to build a success around the whole Manchester United era of, if we can put these younger players in, they're the future and the beginning of now. That is what I liked about the team sheet. And I was pleased for Amorim, because I thought that was the right team. I thought that was the right selection for the performance. A Red Devil rescues the team with a red treble. A lot of fortune involved, but I'll take it. Exactly. We've got to come away from that game tonight very, very fortunate that we've got a player like Ahmad to rescue us. I think if we'd have had Rashford and Garnacho and Ten Hag managing us, Ahmad wouldn't have got a look in. Ahmad would not have got a chance, in my view. I think Ahmad was mistreated under Ten Hag. I think Ahmad didn't get the treatment he deserved. I don't feel like Ahmad got treated properly. I don't know why Ten Hag showed the player so much disrespect. I don't know why Ten Hag didn't really give him that opportunity to shine on this stage. Tonight is a massive, massive stepping stone of how far Ahmad can go. Amad Diallo has got that potential. He's got that skill. He's got the quality. And to secure our first Manchester United hat-trick at Old Trafford in front of the Stretford end, you can't complain. You can't moan. It's the comeback of all comebacks that we thought was never going to happen. When it hit the 75th minute, I was sat there, doom and gloom. I felt absolutely terrible, because I felt this is going to be a different full-time reaction. This is going to be a different look. This is going to be a different outcome. I was going to look on this thinking, oh my God, here we go again, because that is how it felt tonight. It felt like at times it was here we go again. We have two good results and we take two steps forward, one massive step back. Tonight, it proves if we could build a team around players like Ahmad, Manchester United's future is going to be massively successful. And I'm so pleased for him. You can see the smile on his face. You can see the chants from the Old Trafford crowd. You could see tonight that everyone is behind the player. And obviously, his first goal is very, very fortunate that he's managed to get the original rebound off the original shot that he had inside the Southampton penalty area. When he got the ball onto his left, it's lucky that the ball fell beautifully for him off the Southampton centre-back and the ball rebounded to him on his right. And knowing the shot Ahmad had in the first half on his right foot, you think to yourself, just bury this and put this under Aaron Ramsdale. Obviously, Ahmad does the right thing, keeps the ball low, keeps the ball hard and absolutely smashes it back into the net for the equaliser. That was the momentum. That was the shift. That was the moment where we can go on and we can win this game. We can do something and rescue us. That was the belief. You could see the confidence went up, the mentality went up, the belief went up. You could see there was a mighty, mighty shift from Manchester United in the end. You could see a shift in mentality. You could see a shift in pattern that even though we've been battered, even though Southampton have come and played us off the park, we've managed to somehow get that equaliser from pure luck, by the way, because if Ahmad doesn't get that rebound and it doesn't fall onto his right foot, you've got two options. This gets cleared away out of danger or we don't get that chance on goal. If Ahmad doesn't get the equaliser, I don't think we would have won this game. I don't believe we would have rescued us because it would have been too little too late to turn this around. Man United are fortunate. We are so fortunate. The realistic is we've not been good enough tonight. Based on both second half, both performances inside the first and second half, Manchester United have absolutely dodged a bullet. We've absolutely dodged a bullet. We can't afford to be struggling against teams like Southampton. They need to be coming to Old Trafford and we need to be battering them. And we have taken 6 points off them. In my view, 6 goals past them as well in the away on the away game as well as the home game. We have taken 6 points off Southampton. We have completed the double. So, again, I'm not going to shout from the rooftops about that because it's only Southampton. But we've got to be pleased with the comeback. We've got to be pleased with the response from the players because it was getting nitty-gritty, wasn't it? It was getting very, very frustrating. It was getting very, very nervy near the end. And as soon as it hit the 80th minute, as soon as it hit the 85th minute, the momentum was Manchester United. And you could see by the body language, you could see by the reaction of the Southampton players that they absolutely fought full guns blazing in both periods of both halves. You could tell by their reaction, you could tell by their body language that they look absolutely drained. They fought everything to get something at Old Trafford. They even thought they're going to come away with 3 points. If they would have come away with 3 points tonight, I still don't think that would have kept them up because the damage has already been done too early on to get out of this relegation spot. Southampton are doomed. Southampton are going to go down. And I think based on the body language and the facial expressions, you could look around all those Southampton players and they absolutely heads dropped to the floor. You could see that they were absolutely gutted. You could see that we've played so well for so long at Old Trafford, got an unlikely result that is going to end with 3 points. And to have that moment taken away from a player that doesn't stop going, who doesn't stop shining and does not stop putting the pressure on the opposition. If we had a team full of Amad Diallos, look where we could be. Look where Manchester United could go to. The direction of Amad's career is going to reach the heavy heights. I do believe he's the next big thing. I believe he's the next big star. And the problem is with that, everyone's going to come calling for Amad eventually, because if he puts in these same type of performances and he produces these goals and the skills and the quality that he possesses on that left foot, on that right wing, everyone's going to start looking at him. Everyone's going to end up wanting him. But thank God we tied him down to a new contract, because my biggest fear is if we would have kept Ten Hag, we would have been stuck with Garnacho. We would have been stuck with Rashford on the left and right wing. That would have been the front three going forward. Amad wasn't getting a look in. But Ruben Amorim, soon as Ruben walked in the door, you could see the confidence and the belief and the momentum of Amad's confidence went through the roof. And I think Ruben Amorim has taken Amad under his guidance. I think Amad has become such a special player. He's become such a special talent because he's been given an opportunity. He's been given game time. He's been given the opportunities he didn't get under Ten Hag. Why he didn't, I will never know. I don't know why Amad was disrespected the way he was. Maybe Ten Hag didn't rate him. That might be the end all of that story. We will never know why Amad was treated badly. I would love to know Ten Hag's perspective on why Amad was not favoured over Rashford and Garnacho, because quite clearly tonight, Erik Ten Hag missed a trick here. Erik Ten Hag absolutely missed a trick with Amad. He missed a trick. And if he would have got Amad in sooner rather than later, where Man United could be now compared to where we are in our league position, because we're still in a precarious position here. We've not moved out the bottom half of the Premier League table. We've only risen 2 bloody places. We're only up to 13th here. We can't have a sing and song or dance about it. We've got off tonight. We have got so lucky, because based on our comeback from Amad, if you don't have that player, and if Amad would have been taken off or subbed off, I would not have had the belief that those players could have turned it round. I didn't have any faith at half time. And to be fair, those players deserve to be booed off. They absolutely deserved it. I think the fans and supporters had every right to do it, because that performance was shit. It was really shocking to see that the standards of the performances of those players have dropped off a cliff since Sunday. And you can't say they're not tired. You can't say they're not exhausted and they're not fatigued. They probably are, but we can't use excuses again, because we did that under Ten Hag, that we kept using an excuse just to get by. Ruben Amorim's come in, and you can see there's an elite manager there. You can see there's a manager who's actually got a good body presence, good body language, and good momentum. And the way he speaks as well, he's not taking any prisoners. He's not going to let players overcome him. He's not going to be carrying any passengers in this Man United team. He makes the calls. He makes the decisions here. And he's got the right to do it. And since he's taken Amad on his wing, look at the transformation. Look at the player we've got now. Look at the quality that problem on that right wing has now been solved. Yes, we probably still do need a backup just in case we lose Amad to injury or he needs resting. That has to be granted. We still do need a backup, but we need that type of player who is on the same wavelength. We need that type of quality that is the same what Amad's got, and it's got the same skills and the same attributes and the same type of physique and body language and confidence and positivity and belief in his mental state of mind. Because obviously you're playing for Atalanta in the Serie A. When Solskjaer signed him, we paid big money for him because that was the year we were meant to be getting Jadon Sancho. That never happened. We never got Sancho because Man United didn't want to pay up. In a way, I'm glad we didn't. I'm really glad we didn't take Sancho. And I'm glad he's gone. I'm glad he's at Chelsea. Get rid of that snake. But now, logically, look at the amount of right wingers we've had over the years. Look at the amount. Antony, Amad, we've even used Garnacho, we've even used Rashford. The solution has been found. The problem that has been a problem for so many years, so many decades, that right wing problem has now been solved because Ten Hag made the right call and made the right decision to bring this player in. You've got to applaud the club. You've got to applaud for making the signing because now that problem is not going to become a big problem anymore. It will only become that if he gets injured, God forbid, or he has to be rested. Because you look at the rest of them tonight, no one's on Amad's level. No one's got the quality Amad possesses. Those players tonight have to be thankful that Amad's delivered. Those players have got to be fully thankful that Amad has rescued them. Because if we would have lost that game, the reaction from the press, the media, they would have been on Amorim so badly tonight. They would have been absolutely crucifying him because they would have been calling. You know what calls they would have been making. You know exactly what the press do. We know exactly what the media are like. They would have jumped on Amorim for this tonight if we would not have won this game. And you know what? That might have been fair because if you lose the bottom of the league, Southampton, who are on 6 points, who will get relegated, if we would have lost, oh my God, like OMG, you would have thought this couldn't get any worse. This might get even worse before this gets better. But Amad's got them out of trouble again. How many times this season have we said that Amad has got Manchester United out of problems? How many times have we said Amad has been the solution that we've needed all along? You can clearly see there's a player there. You can see the skill, you can see the quality, and you can see the heart he's got from Manchester United shirt. Every time he gets the ball, every time he pulls on that shirt, Amad is the solution. Amad the great. Because Amad tonight has shown to everybody that I hope Ten Hag's watching. I hope Ten Hag's watching now because look what you've missed out on. Look at your treatment you gave him and now look at the rise. Look at the superstar we've now got on that right wing. Look at the quality we've got in that player that you mistreated, that you basically said was second-hand goods, who we were going to sell for free, by the way. We were going to get rid of Amad for free because he would have been free in January this month. He would have been free to talk to other clubs. He would have been free to talk to other clubs because his contract would have been up at the end of the season. If we would have lost Amad, I would have been fuming because after tonight, I don't want Amad going anywhere. And I'm so glad he signed that new contract because his performances, his goals and his contribution to Manchester United going forward has absolutely transformed that second half. You could tell Amad doesn't give up. Amad doesn't tire. Amad, sometimes he can be frustrating and sometimes he can play the wrong pass or the wrong ball. But every time he gets that ball, look at the problems he causes on the right wing of the opposition penalty area. Look how many players back off him. Look how many players are pushed back into their penalty areas because Amad is frightening the shit out of them. The opposition cannot cope because he's got the physique, he's got the size, and he's got the pace. He's got the skill. He's got the quality that Manchester United need. And if you've got a player with that physique, with that speed and that technique and that tempo with and without the ball, bloody hell, we have got such a superstar in the wings. We have got that superstar making a massive difference because I thought the first goal, for me, it was pure luck. for me, it was nothing that that the ball thankfully rebounded off the Southampton centre-back. I don't know which player it came off from, but you've got to be thankful that that ball came back to Ahmad at the right place at the right time to unleash the rebound and bury that ball into the back of the Southampton net. Because that, when we made it 1-1, like I said a few minutes ago, the momentum shifted, the confidence went up, the mentality hit the roof. You could tell that the fans were behind the club still. You could tell their frustration in the first half. I wasn't happy, and I wouldn't blame them if they were not happy either, because we were lucky we didn't get buried. We could have been buried badly. That could have been horrific tonight. If Southampton had a goal scorer and Southampton had players that could create and put the ball in the net, look at the scoreline. Look what it could have been. Look what Southampton could have won. They might as well get on bullseye and get Luke Littler to throw some darts at the dartboard for them, because I would have trusted Luke Littler to put the ball in the net over half those Southampton players. Like, Southampton don't have the quality. Southampton don't have the things in that team that is being able to produce in that team. They don't have that end product. They don't have that recognised goal scorer. The only threat for me that Southampton have got is from that winger. I mean, the battle Lenny YORO had against him tonight, he got basically sat down, YORO. That's a big concern. And that one performance can crucify your United career. He was getting absolutely pocketed by that Southampton winger. And I feel sorry for YORO. Like, he's had to be chucked in. He's only 18. And what I don't agree with, you've got commentators like Ali McCoist and Darren Fletcher, not the Man United Darren Fletcher, Fletcher, the commentator, absolutely crucifying YORO. It would help if YORO had that support. It would have helped if YORO would have had that other strong centre-back to help prevent the amount of attacks that he was getting left behind from that Southampton winger. YORO got pocketed tonight. YORO got pocketed. He did not have a great performance. He did not have a great team ethic. YORO really, really struggled in that team. He really did struggle. Like, it's not his fault. It's really not his fault. We should have had support with him to prevent that Southampton winger from getting past YORO and creating so many of attacking opportunities down the left flank of our pitch, but also the amount of times he got in our box. There's a winger in there. There's a quality winger at Southampton on your left wing. If you can keep a player like that, who is going to now seek the eyes and ears of all the bigger other clubs, bloody hell, Southampton are going to have a problem keeping hold of him. They're going to have a major, major problem keeping hold of that player. He's got potential, he's got the skill, he's got the pace, and he's got the quality to be able to deliver for Southampton Football Club, because he absolutely sat YORO down. And I felt sorry for YORO. Like, it's not his fault. He needed that support. He didn't get it. And that was the problem for me. He didn't have that support throughout the whole 95 minutes, really, to get to, have the confidence that he needed to build on his performance, because we needed a performance tonight, and he's been absolutely swallowed up because he's had no support off DALOT. He's had no support of Martinez. And as for Mazraoui, I mean, bloody hell, how bad has he been lately? Like, you've got to call it for what it is. YORO needed to be better in his own performance, but he didn't have the support of the other teammates. So, that was a negative for me. I think the goal we concede, I mean, it's not just bad goalkeeping. It's really, really bad defending from a midfielder who I've been so on board with, so grateful for, that we were brought in the summer of last year in 2024, in that summer transfer window. I've been so grateful for this midfielder and his performances that he has shown on a consistent basis for Manchester United since he's been in the United team, in that United midfield. Like, I don't know from the Southampton corner, and a stat that's been broken, Southampton did not score a goal from a set piece or a corner all season until they came to Old Trafford tonight. The defending and the goalkeeping from the Southampton goal is absolutely pathetic. Like, UGARTE, who's been a maestro since he's been partnered with MAINOO and FERNANDES, didn't have his game tonight, was really, really disappointed. But what I'm annoyed with is with his attention to detail, his lack of awareness inside his own penalty area. Like, I can't believe, right? I know he's done the right thing by facing the Southampton corner and looking the corner kick taker in the eye and watching where the ball is going to come into the Manchester United penalty area to try and defend from. What annoys me with is because he's focused so much on the set piece and the corner being taken in the first place, he keeps his eye way too much on other things going on inside our own penalty area. His concentration in that moment went. His concentration went out the window. And again, from UGARTE's point of view, the ball's gone in off him. I think it's gone off his hip. Has it gone off his shoulder or has the ball gone off his hip? I was so disappointed that an own goal from UGARTE, who's probably been one of our main standout players in our midfield this season, in my view, has cost Man United the lead because he's put the ball into his own net because of a lack of concentration and a lack of detail and awareness inside his own penalty area from the Southampton corner. But what I'm annoyed with, ONANA absolutely flaps at the ball. He absolutely flaps his wings like a fucking bird at the ball. His goalkeeping is horrendous. We can't keep clean sheets. We keep conceding goals. This is what happens when you've got a goalkeeper like Andre Onana in goal. The goalkeeping is absolutely horrific on so many levels. That, for me, should have been saved. That should have been kept up because he makes a ridiculous flap at the ball on the first save, and then he palms the ball into his own net. And you think to yourself, you've pulled such a great save off to keep the ball out originally from the UGARTE own goal. You've managed to get to a chance for the first attack, and then you've flapped at the ball in the second attempt to keep the ball out of the net, and you've palmed it into the top of your net. As a goalkeeper, that isn't good enough. As a goalkeeper who was meant to be the problem and solver, because we had De Gea doing this, is becoming the problem again because he absolutely flaps at the ball like Sylvester and Tweety. Like, I'm sorry, that's really shit goalkeeping from a goalkeeper that we paid 60 million from. You can't just flap at the ball and then palm the ball into your own net. You've got to keep that out. That, for me, should have been saved. That, for me, is savable. If you put De Gea in goal, he keeps that out. If you'd have put Bandera in goal, he would have kept that out. But Onana makes an absolute meal of it from the first save and then palms it into the back of his net because it's already too little late. Because he's like, I've pulled off such a great save here, but unfortunately, because the ball's going backwards, I've had no choice but to palm the ball into my own net. That, for me, is bad goalkeeping. That's really bad goalkeeping. For me, in my view, it's really bad goalkeeping not to be able to keep the UGARTE own goal chance out. So Onana has to be blamed for the Southampton goal as well as UGARTE because there's a lack of awareness, there's a lack of concentration, and the lack of defending is pathetic. Both of those players are responsible for the first goal, but you've also got to blame everyone else. You've got to blame everyone else. And what annoys me at half-time, they say, well, if Maguire had been there, that wouldn't have happened. And it's like, right, so we're jumping back on Harry Maguire bandwagon again. We're jumping on the Harry Maguire bandwagon. If Harry Maguire was there in the first half, we would have kept that set piece out. Oh my God, you're basically saying a defence of Martinez, DALOT and YORO isn't good enough. We need Maguire now. Like, that's like saying we need Lindelof. That's like saying we need Lindelof. You've got Paul Scholes and that ex-Chelsea. Is it an ex-Chelsea winner or ex-Arsenal women's player? If Maguire was there, that wouldn't have happened. We don't need Maguire. We don't need Maguire because Amorim wanted to rest him because he wasn't fully fit, especially after Sunday, where he only came back from illness and he was in bed for 2 whole days, and you're expecting Amorim to chuck him straight back in straight away. YORO, even Amorim's comments, YORO's the future for now and the future. We don't need Maguire. We don't need Lindelof. That's been solved. But again, let's talk about the United comeback now because I'm done with the negative point of views. From the positive aspect, look at the second Ahmad goal. I mean, when we're bringing on ERIKSEN and bringing on Maguire, you think to yourself, are we going to go long? Are we going to chuck these two in a bit more of an attacking role to win this game? Maguire's tall. He's got a big head. Are we going to try and get a goal from a set piece? Are we going to try and absolutely dabadozy this ball into the Southampton penalty area for Aaron Maguire to get his head on it? But the ball and the assist from Eriksen and the first time finish from Ahmad is absolutely pure quality. And look at the light float for ball over the Southampton back four that Eriksen produces. And again, Eriksen's not had the game time. Eriksen's not had the minutes. And that is, again, we are trying to move with the future, not with the past. We are trying to build a younger and hungrier midfield options now, instead of relying on people like Eriksen and Casemiro, which I think is the correct thing to do. But the ball is so delicate, it's so precise. And again, it reminds me of the stuff Juan Mata was doing at this club. When we had Mata here, the balls and the assist and the physique and the technique that Juan Mata was finding so many times in a Man United shirt, it was unbelievable. It was pure quality, pure skill, pure ability. The ball from Eriksen to find Ahmad, who Ahmad anticipated the run. You could see, soon Eriksen got the ball, you could see Ahmad's movement. It reminded me of the winning goal at the Etihad in the Manchester derby. You could see by Ahmad's eye, he looked at Eriksen, he knew exactly what Eriksen was going to do, and Eriksen played such a beautiful ball. You've got to praise Eriksen for the assist. You've got to praise him for that moment of quality to deliver over that Southampton back four. You've got to praise Eriksen for making that happen, because any other pass, any other movement, any other player to pass the ball to, we don't find that second goal. We don't get that second goal for Ahmad. We don't make it happen. But Ahmad sees the ball. He knows exactly where Eriksen's going, and Ahmad absolutely bolts it into the Southampton penalty area. Absolutely bolts it like Bolt the dog from the bloody Disney Pixar film. You could see he absolutely bolts to the ball. But the first time finish again, he takes it first time, no control, no first touch, doesn't bring it down, just absolutely first times the shot to get United 2-1 up. A first time finish, a first time quality goal. That was down to Eriksen's pass and Ahmad's awareness and physique for running onto the ball still and not giving up on that ball and that moment that Eriksen played that assist into that Southampton penalty area. It is pure quality from Eriksen, and it's pure awareness and skill and speed and tempo from Ahmad to carry on with the run to get as to become another threat inside the Southampton penalty area. What a goal, what a finish. And to do that first time and to take it on your stronger foot again, you can't take away that finish. That, for me, was the Man City derby winning goal all over again, because he carried on the run. He carried on the momentum from the Eriksen assist that was created for Ahmad in the first place. As soon as Ahmad got the ball to Eriksen, Eriksen played the ball, Ahmad carried on the run, and Ahmad finished. Ahmad delivered, Ahmad scored. Got United 2-1 up. But, to win it the way we did, and for Ahmad to claim his first ever Old Trafford hat-trick and his first ever Manchester United hat-trick at the age he is, and for his first ever hat-trick in his entire footballing career, the defending from Southampton is absolutely laughable. You have got an England international goalkeeper in Aaron Ramsdale. You've got Harwood Bellis, an England international centre-back. The defending and the lack of awareness from those two at the end was so poor. Southampton take an easy goal kick. Southampton have an easy goal kick. They've got an opportunity to clear the ball from Aaron Ramsdale up towards the Man United half of the pitch and to create Southampton maybe one or two more chances to rescue at least a point. But the goalkeeping and the pass from Ramsdale, it's a good pass. It's close. It's not fast pace. He hasn't played the ball at Harwood Bellis at a fast pace. He hasn't played it at a hard pace. He's played the ball as a natural goalkeeper do. He plays the ball comfortably out of his feet. But what they don't realise, the amount of Man United players that are pressing onto Harwood Bellis. Aaron Ramsdale probably didn't see Ahmad, Fernandes, Antony, Garnacho. All of them were pressing that Southampton back four so much on the third goal. And the problem with Harwood Bellis, he probably did not expect Aaron Ramsdale to give him the ball. He probably did not expect Ramsdale to give him the ball like that. He probably expected Aaron Ramsdale to go long. He probably expected Aaron Ramsdale just to boot the ball out of the Southampton area and play it long and try and at least get the ball near the United half and towards the United penalty area. And again, the defender from Harwood Bellis, because the ball's been played to him, he doesn't have much time to react. He doesn't have much time to pass the ball. He doesn't have much time to get away from his own penalty area. Look at Ahmad bolting in. Look at Ahmad and wins the ball back. Harwood Bellis doesn't even anticipate that Ahmad's pressuring him. He doesn't see that Ahmad is running onto him like a dog. When a frisbee or a ball gets thrown to a dog, they absolutely bolt for it. Look at the run, look at the anticipation, and look at the threat Ahmad delivers to put Harwood Bellis in that moment of pure panic. And the problem is, because Ahmad's won the ball, Ahmad's in the Southampton penalty area, Aaron Ramsdale is nowhere near his goal. Ahmad wings the ball back, sits Harwood Bellis down on his ass. Harwood Bellis cannot believe that in that moment, the pressure that has come from that, because he didn't anticipate the threat and the run from Ahmad to put pressure onto the ball. Ahmad wins the ball. He wins possession. Ramsdale is nowhere to be seen because he's got the ball confidently to Harwood Bellis. And what happens from then? What happens from then? What happens? What happens? Ramsdale, empty net, no goalkeeper, nowhere to be seen. Ahmad's got the ball, free net to aim at, free shot. And Aaron Ramsdale still tries to die for it. Aaron Ramsdale still tries to save it. But unfortunately, because he's nowhere near his goal and Ahmad's got the ball, Ahmad's got a free net to aim at, free goal to aim at, no goalkeeper, no centre-backs near to defend the shot or the block the shot to keep the ball out for the third goal. The Amad Diallo hat-trick, OMG. What a moment. What a player. What a comeback. What a result. What a moment for Ahmad. I'm so happy for him. I'm absolutely buzzing tonight because at 1-0 down, I was absolutely fuming. I couldn't believe how bad we were, what the performance was like. I couldn't believe we were losing to bottom of the league, Southampton. But for Amad Diallo to rescue us the way he did for us in a 12-minute hat-trick, the youngest ever Manchester United player to score a hat-trick, the youngest ever Manchester United player to score an Old Trafford hat-trick as well. First ever hat-trick in Ahmad's footballing career. What a player, what a superstar. And it's no surprise from me or any surprise from any other Man United fan or any other Manchester United supporter. Ahmad gets my player of the match for that moment of glory, for that moment of happiness. Ahmad, first Manchester United hat-trick at Old Trafford. What a moment for the player. What a moment for the fans. What a moment for supporters. That player is special. He's talented. He's gifted. He's got everything that we've always wanted in a Man United shirt. He's got everything that we've always wanted in a player. He's got that physique. He's got that talent. He's got that skill. He's got the quality. He's got Manchester United written on all over his DNA. You can see the love he has for the badge. You can see the love and the passion he has for the fans and supporters. That is a big, big moment for Ahmad. A first career hat-trick, a first Manchester United hat-trick, and one to be secured at Old Trafford in front of the Stretford end. You can't take anything away from Ahmad. He is clearly, by an absolute mile, getting my player of the match tonight for a 12-minute hat-trick, a first one for Manchester United, and hopefully the first of many, many more for Amad Diallo as a Manchester United Football Club player. I hope you enjoyed this full-time reaction. Please hit the like button, share button. Please keep subscribing to the channel, United Red Devils 20 on YouTube. Share the video, hit the tweet button, hit the retweet button. Remember to always remember the notification bell. Put that bell on all times to receive dedicated upcoming content right throughout the rest of 2025 this year. We've got brand new videos, brand new shorts, brand new live stream, and much more brand new exclusive live content I want all of you to be part of. Go and check out my other socials, United Red Devils 20 on Twitter and on TikTok as well. Go and give me a follow on those socials. And then enjoy the rest of your evening. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday night. Enjoy the rest of your week. Enjoy the weekend. We'll be back tomorrow evening. We'll be doing the look ahead for the Brighton game, which comes again at Old Trafford on Sunday afternoon. It's a 2 o'clock home afternoon kickoff. But Manchester United 3, Southampton 1. This has been your full-time reaction from me, United Red Devils 20. 3 games unbeaten. Another Old Trafford win, a first Amad Diallo hat-trick, his first at Man United, his first at Old Trafford. What a win, what a performance, and what a player Amad Diallo is. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Get in, Amad.